Evening, y'all. Old 555 here. I'm going to repost a video of an amplifier that I put on a CB site 2 or 3 nights ago. I've had some comments and questions of what it takes to actually run this amplifier. And when I did the demo the other night for the video I posted, I did not show the voltage that I was running or the voltage drop. Okay. The questions I've been having also are, can you run this amplifier at 14 volts on a 400 or 600 amp power supply and produce the 1650 watts that you initially posted on the site? And I'm going to say to that, I don't know. I cannot give you the answer to that question. The only thing I can say is most of these boxes are run at 14 volts. A lot of techs test them at 14 volts, but they can be ran at on an unregulated supply above that voltage, which means just float voltage. That does not mean that I will be putting any more voltage to these pills or that I'm volting the pills in this box. But Class C amplifiers can run on unregulated power supplies. They can simply take a little more than what your standard boxes can take. So, I'm going to demonstrate on this 200 amp unregulated supply. I have 200 amp transformers in here that are on the low tap of the transformers, running at about 18.8, 18.6, somewhere around in there. Each transformer does that. Okay? So, I'm going to demonstrate what it will do on 100 amp transformer, and then I'm going to demonstrate what it will do on 200 amp transformers on the 18.8 float. Okay? And you're going to see the voltage drop when I'm keying the amplifier. I'm going to be doing this demo with a Cobra 2000 on a 1 watt dead key. $13 to 14 watts of drives. Okay? We're going to come over here. There's 100 amp supply right there on the medium tap of the transformer. We'll turn the box on. We're going to go to the 2000 watt scale. And this is what she produces on 100 amp transformer. About 150 watt dead key. About 13 and some change. This is what she drops to. So that's 13, about 13.10, 13.20. Pulling down to about 12.5, 12.6. That's on 100 amp transformer. Okay? Now, we're going to go to 200 amp transformers. Okay? The voltage comes up just a hair, but that's fine. Now with the same 1 watt dead key into the box, and by the way, this is on a live antenna. This is not through a dummy load. This is what she produces. Still about 150 watt dead key. That's 1500 watts, pulling it down from about a 19 volt float down to 14.7, 14.8. That being said, that is float voltage. I just showed you pulling down the transformers to a safe working voltage for this amplifier. This is a low drive amplifier. It has two 2290s driving six 2879s, all Toshibas. It can handle it. These are ran like this every day, all day long, on these type of power supplies. As long as you can make the amplifier pull down the transformers to a safe working voltage, you can cruise this box and talk on it all day long. That's been other comments. Can you run it off this supply? Can you run it off this supply? Yes, you can. But the question at hand was, can this box produce the 1650 that I posted on the site on 14 volt regulated 400 amp or 600 amp supply? I don't know. It's possible, because these are amp hogs. If you got the backup amperage when you go to key this thing down to drop that mile, it might do it. Especially with a good swinging radio. I mean, that right there is just float voltage, folks. That's just coming down. That's pretty much telling you what it takes to run that amplifier on 200 amp transformers. 14.6, 14.7, 14.8. That is a good standard working voltage, safe working voltage to run that 2x6. This was built for me actually to run a 2x8 or a straight 8. And the controls were set up by me coming up with it in my head, and the tech that actually built this for me made it into a reality. And it works flawlessly. He actually loved it, as far as being able to have control over the medium and the high taps of the transformers. He thought that was a pretty smart idea, which, granted, it turned out very well. So, I think this box will do the wattage with a good swinging radio on a 14 volt power supply, 400 amp, 200 amp, 600 amp. I believe it would do the wattage. I just don't have the radio in here that I initially tested this amplifier with. It is back in my truck, and I had all kinds of HE double hockey sticks. Getting it out to bring it in there to be able to run it. But this is a strong box. It has about 12 hours of talk time on it total. It has done more setting than it has talking. But now that I'm back in the game and wanting to do a little bit more, I'm wanting to go bigger. There's nothing wrong with the box. It has never had anything repaired, never been worked on. As far as the gatekeeper sticker, I had some extras and I just slapped one on it because my youngest one peeled the X4 sticker off. So I just stuck another sticker up there to keep it from looking plain Jane. But I hope this solves a lot of the concerns and the questions or whatever about voltage and whatever. I'm sorry I didn't post it the other night. I was kind of in a hurry and I made the video and didn't even think about it. But now you see what I was running it off of, and you can run this thing on a 100 amp power supply. As far as a 100 amp supply goes, it's not going to do the 1500, but I just did 1300 on one supply, on 100 amp supply, and it pulled it down to 12.6 to 12.8. But to run it even more efficient, I can go to 200 amp transformers, floating at 18 volts, and it pulled it down to 14.6 to 14.8. All day long, that's a safe working voltage for this amplifier. You will never hurt a thing. So, I hope this straightens out a lot of the confusion from from me talking to people the last couple days or whatever else. But to actually answer the 14 volt regulated supply on 400 amps or 600 amps, I don't know if it will produce the wattage that I put on the listing. It's all about in how you run it, what radio you're going to run to it, how much drive, and it will do that for you. I can't say whether the 14 volt regulation will do it or not. But I would think from these boxes needing amperage, I would think that it would produce it with a good swinging radio on a good backup amperage supply. I believe it would do it. I can't say that for sure, but I think it would. So that's all I can tell you. You see what I'm running it on over here? The watts don't lie. So to those who've seen it so far, and I didn't get to show the voltage and I didn't get to show the drop, I apologize. That's why I'm reposting this video. And I hope this helps out a lot of people on their decision making. So other than that, I hope y'all have a good evening. Have a happy Halloween. Make sure you get all your kids plenty of candy. That being said, old 555 here in the north central part of Louisiana, we're getting out of here. Bye-bye.